Welcome to this very special edition of the KJ Masterclass Live, the show which ensures that you profit from your time spent here with experts, either through their industry insights, information, or simply learning from them. And today we have Megan Collins, licensed marriage and family therapist, registered art therapist, and she's founder of Neuro Arts Therapy and Consulting. She empowers individuals, couples, and organizations with innovative strategies for emotional wellness and personal growth. Welcome to the show, Megan.
Thank you so much for having me. And hi to all of your audience.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to India in this online form, Megan. And I'm sure not just in India, but a lot of people across the globe will benefit from what we are going to talk right now. We'll be talking about the power of creative arts in mental health. Learn from you about all that. But before that, let's learn a bit more about you, our journey, your background, so that the audience learns a bit more about who they are listening to.
Well, I started growing up in New York as a stage 4 cancer survivor. And it was through that journey with cancer that I came to the profound sense that it was my arts and creativity engagements that really led to my profound healing and changed my life. And that's why I became a marriage and family therapist and art therapist.
Right, right. So help us understand through the journey, how did it actually help you so that people understand it in their own life much better, so that they can also utilize this. And when you say about creativity and arts, what does it include? Does it include everything or only a few things? Because arts and creativity both are very wide fields.
Yes. So, any type of creative expression, any type of art, uh, is really able to change our relationship with ourselves, our relationship with the world, and our relationship to others. And so there's fields of study called neuro arts. There's fields of study called art therapy, right? And what we know from neuro arts and the neuroscience behind it is that there is actually going to be changes happening in the neurons in our brain. So we can create new connections and new neural pathways by engaging in the arts. What arts are included? Well, just about any. You can be a dancer, you can be a singer, you can be a writer, you can be a painter, you could be a sculptor and benefit from arts and creativity in your health, in your physical body. So things like reduced blood pressure, things like reduced cortisol, the stress hormone, your mental health, right? Emotional regulation is benefited from art therapy. Being able to boost your mood occurs through art therapy. Being able to reduce depression and anxiety is also something that can happen through art therapy and through engaging in the arts.
Right, Megan. So, what about those people if they who are not creative, who do not have that artistic bent of mind? How
Well,
can they utilize their type of art there? To at least, many people are anxious and anxiousness, anxiety, and so many things. So, help us understand this part here.
so, what's magical about art therapy is it is not dependent on skill. So, you don't have to have any art experience. You don't have to have a creative bone in your body. You'll still benefit from getting it outside of you and on to a canvas or a piece of paper or a stage. Um, so it's not an art class, so it's not, no skills are required. And literally, what I'll have you do is get out of your head a little bit, right? We're so stuck in our heads. The anxiety is up here. We need to integrate into our bodies. And so by integrating um, the mind, the left and the right side of our brains through dual simulation, we can actually produce a sense of calm. and we can learn to manage those anxieties by expressing them outside of ourselves.
Right, right. So how does one get started? Is there a way to get started? And so that, and the later part of understanding the neuro arts therapy, then we'll come to that.
Yes, absolutely. So if you want an expert guided path through art and the healing benefits it could have on your health and your healing and growth, start with an art therapist. Art therapists are mental health professionals. They have master's degrees and they are trained to use art therapy to help you um, express yourself. And one of the first things that they'll do is transform your relationship to art. And so that judgment that you have that you're going into the art with can dissipate over time. And how they can teach you to really put an authentic expression on it, because it's not about a pretty picture. It's about getting authentic pieces of you out that have been censored but for so long by words and by your own thoughts.
Right. What do your clients generally come to you for, Megan? And how do you, what are the major questions that they generally ask of you? And then how do you help them?
So a lot of times they're disconnected, they're lonely, they're stuck, they're depressed, they have chronic disease and disability that they're dealing with, their parents, their caregivers, and any number of those issues are something that we can absolutely work through using art therapy.
Okay, okay. And now let's understand a bit about, neuro arts therapy and consulting your company. What is neuro arts therapy?
So I started neuro arts therapy and consulting because I wanted to provide a space for people to come to not just get talk therapy, to get art therapy. I wanted to give people an opportunity to find alternate routes to heal themselves when traditional talk therapy just isn't for everyone. And what else happens is that people are very stuck in talk therapy. They're not going anywhere. They're just talking, right? And again, I want to try to get them a little bit out of their minds and back into their bodies. And get them to express those stuck feelings in a new and different way, because when we express it in the art can actually come back and surprise us, because things come out of the art that help us to learn about ourselves and to problem solve and to develop a deeper relationship with ourselves.
Right, right. Now, when we look at today's time, two main things, and because you help organizations also, personal growth and emotional wellness. How should one look at personal growth and with relations to arts and, creativity and also emotional wellness? How does that work here? Because both are two different things. Emotional wellness is how I feel, and personal growth is about how where I am going. Help us understand in that backdrop how the art therapy is working for people.
Well, art therapy can help them develop a deeper relationship with themselves. So they're less judgmental about who they are, and this allows them to also develop new insights into themselves and problem solve some of the barriers that are in their way in a new and thoughtful way.
Right, right, Megha. And in terms of organizations, how are you helping, or how do you help organizations in this particular thing? How can they take best help from this particular thing that is available in terms of arts therapy and creativity?
So I consult with other businesses that are interested in using arts to help people heal. So there's lots of ways to do this. The artwork in your office, for instance, can be curated. I can curate it with the members of the community to create community artworks that inspire people every time they step into your room. One of the other things I do is consult with bringing arts and arts education and art therapy into the business. So there's lots of different ways that I can help organizations with arts, art therapy, and arts and healthcare.
Right. Megan, mental health is, is more and more people are trying to understand the whole aspect of mental health today. And it has got many dimensions to it from, and in some cases, a few things can help. In some cases, a lot of things are required, but that will be depending on individual cases. How do you know, or how do you understand that okay, arts therapy is the ultimate thing, or it has only some limitations? Does it have any particular limitation? Beyond that, much more different sort of therapy can be required. Help us understand this part. And is it the best to go first thing in this whole process? Can individuals do it in their own way?
Oh, that's a great question. Yes, like absolutely engaging in the arts, going to a museum, listening to music. These are all positive things that can impact our health, but it's a deeper engagement with your own art that leads to a deeper level of healing, right? And helps us move through the biggest challenges of our life.
Right. So if we engage in all these things, this may help. Should people understand that okay, this has taken care of their emotional issues, or how do they know that there is much more needed? Is there a way for them to self reflect, understand themselves, that much more aggressive sort of a thing is required, that they need to go to a much more trained professional, and individual understanding may help, but it is not the cure in that sense?
Um, so if you're having difficulty expressing yourself or making progress in therapy, or if you have a serious mental illness and you haven't recovered in the way that you're hoping, you should seek expert help. You should seek a registered art therapist. And that person can guide you on a path to health, healing, and recovery.
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's much to understand and learn about all these things from you, Megan. And I'm sure a lot of people would want to understand all about you, about art therapy, about neuro arts therapy and consulting. So, what's the best way for them to connect with you?
Yeah, so I would love any of your listeners right now to schedule a free consultation with me. I am available to them. I will offer them a 30-minute free consultation if they mention your show. And I will tell them about how arts can be integrated into their life and how art therapy can help them level up their 2025.
Wonderful. With this, it's a wrap on this very special edition of the KJ Masterclass Live. Thank you so much indeed for joining us.
Thank you.